Good
Evening.
evening. Good evening, Nutan.
How are
You
you?
are, yeah, I'm fine, doing good. And what about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Please introduce yourself. Little bit introduction.
Okay. So, my name is Aarti Chobe, and I'm connecting you from Madhya Pradesh. And originally, the place from where I'm connecting you is called the Mini Kashmir of Malwa. That is Narsingarh. It falls in Bhopal division. And I am government teacher by profession. I am teaching to upper primary students. And if I talk about my education, I am masters in English literature. And my professional qualification, I am masters of education. I have a teaching experience of more than 25 years. I can very well understand the psychology of my students, what they need, when what they need, and how they need, and how can I fulfill their needs. So all these things, they are in my blood, and teaching is my passion, and it always lies in my heart, and I love to teach. This is all about.
Wow, great. It was so, you're so energetic, I must say, first of all, and so much, degrees and courses and basically the experiences, 25 years experiences. So it's quite long. So yeah,
Thank you,
I,
and you tell me about yourself.
yeah, absolutely. As you know, my name is Nootan and I'm from Mathura. I'm a homemaker and I run a YouTube channel as well. If I tell you about my qualifications, that I'm graduate from commerce and I'm blessed with two kids. Thank you.
Yes.
So yeah, I was telling you, basically I would like to discuss over parenting. See, nowadays, the scenario has been totally changed and the perspective towards this word parenting, I can say it's not just a word, it holds a responsibility. It encompasses a big responsibility, and there are a lot of insights as well in this word. So I would like to know from your side, like, how do you take this word and what are the responsibilities basically? And I can say on the other hand there are a lot of challenges, because if I tell you about earlier time, like in I think 15-20 years back, this was not the case, I can say. And if I tell you about myself, when I was a child, so we were not so much, like naughty, and we did not, ever try to, showcase the tantrum and all like with this, and we never ever try to, impose things that I need this thing, I need that thing, I need this kind of variety of item, food item, or anything like this. So I never ever try to do these kind of things in my childhood. And I can say, nor this is my like personality, like all the time showcasing things or tantrum or any kind of like things, materialistic things basically, because
Mhm.
I totally believe in like humanity and the spirituality basically. So I would like to know from your side basically your perception toward this word and the challenges it holds, parenting holds.
Yeah, definitely. Very good question you have asked. That in the present scenario, definitely I would agree with you that the parenting has become a bit challenging. Not a bit, I think it has covered all the areas, because there is a very tough job. It's being a tough job that nowadays parents, they are having only single child, and that single child, he is so pampered by both father as well as mother, and he was being taken less care by them, in the sense they think that they are providing their child each and everything. But I think the best thing which they could give to their child is the time. And nowadays both of the parents, they are not having the time to give to their children. So this is why they keep on occupying their children by the gadgets. Either they play video games, or they are engaged in some kinds of cartoons, films. In this way they spend most of their time on the screen. So and some parents, they ask, I see them asking that, tell us some ways so that our child will not look for the screen. And he is so obstinate. He want mobile while eating. While doing everything, he needs a mobile. Even the small kids of 6 to 7 months, I see they are crying for it. So yeah, it's become a great responsibility of the parents nowadays, as the children, they are not having companions, they are not having their siblings to play with, to talk with. So they feel bored, and it is their compulsion that they have to spend their time before the screen. They are not at all going to play, and they are not involving in any physical activities. They are just keep on sitting. In the school also they keep on sitting, and in the house also. So the parents, they don't have the time. They are working, and they are compelled to work because they have to pay a large amount of fees for their children. So they are also, if they don't want to go to work, and they want to spend the time with the child, and this is not possible because if they want to teach them in a good school, so they have to earn a lot. Likewise, and but when the parents, they are parenting it in a very different way, I see very bright students also. Not that they have spoiled their bread, but they given them proper manner. They inculcated good manners within them. For example, I would like to say here the example of my younger sister's daughter. She is so intelligent, and she never watched TV, all that, and she, her hobby is to create the stories, and very fancy stories she create. I will just make a video with her. I was yesterday only I was talking with her, and she said, Vasi, I don't get time. And she's learning German, she's learning French, two extra languages, because I don't want to work like mama. I just want to work like a translator. So it would be a very limited job for me. So her means her passion, her aim is to become a translator. So she's learning languages, and she is in seventh class now.
Okay.
So yeah, so younger, and she makes stories, and within 2 or 3 days she just finishes one novel and asks for the another one, and there are heaps of novels kept in her library. So so this is also a kind of parenting. So it all depends on parents, how they want to mold their child, and it starts from the very beginning, when they are toddler. From that time onwards, if they invest their time, if whatever time they are getting, so because generally, when they are toddler, they are spending their time in the crush or with some maid. So what qualities we want to inculcate in them is not possible, because they are living with the maid all the time. So whatever the maid will teach them, that thing only they will learn. They don't get time to interact with their parents. So if they parents, if they plan in a proper way, and if they pay heed to this thing, that how it is important that in the tender age only we can inculcate the good manners to our children, then only it will be possible. Otherwise, there will be no, what is the use of crying on the spilt milk? This thing will happen.
Absolutely, totally agree with you. But nowadays, the I can say the perspective of parent, they think that we have to provide all the things to our child, because when they were a child, they were not getting all the
Not
things.
getting. Hmm.
So the thought process is like that. If, like we have to provide all the items, whatever they need, we have to provide, and irrespective of anything, I can say, like
Hmm.
if the parent is quiet, I can say they are stable, financially stable, so they are in the mood of providing all the things to their child, whatever their child is
What is demanding?
asking or soliciting. They are like, okay, we have to provide you. And sometimes in the name of love, in the name of
Hmm.
care, like,
Yes.
okay, I provide all the things. And sometimes in the name of comparison, if like the child's
Huh.
friend is getting things, good things, expensive things, so parent also think that, okay, we also can provide, we are totally stable, financially
Yeah.
stable,
We
we
can
can
also.
provide things.
It
So
has
this
become a
also
social stigma, like that, you can say, or just the social status, just to compare and to compete with their fellow beings. They are doing.
sometimes trying to portray that we are superior, we are much
Yes.
better to showcasing things that it's quite pompous, I can say. But yeah, there are many people like being a parent, they are doing these things. But here I want to say that just it's not just about providing things. It's about because we provide, okay, like I am also a parent, so I am providing things to my child. But it's not about just materialistic things. It's about the sacrament, the values, how much we are instilling to our child, inculcating to our
Mhm.
child.
Yes.
Because if as a parent we are not maintaining the things in a right way, so child observe the same thing as well. from our like from their parents. Okay, so here I want to say the parent need to become the role model.
Role model.
They basically they need to demonstrate that, okay, we are doing, let's say I can here I can say about using phone. This much people are totally inclined to use phone all the time. If it is the time of going to bed, they are using the phone. At midnight they are
Hmm.
using, without thinking, because they want to complete their work. In just throughout the day they are all the time engrossed with their phone, using social media. The same thing child also observing, and they are following the same thing, same method. And the other thing I can say, respect. If parent, being a parent, they are not respecting to their elders, then I
Hmm.
think a child, they cannot get these kind of sacraments and things, that okay, we also need to respect our parents, our elders. If we are not doing this good things in a right way, then child, they cannot just learn from us. If we are doing things in a wrong way, so child automatically get the wrong thing. They
Wrong.
observe the things. So the same way, if we want our child behave in a right way, so we, first of all, we are the person, we have to do the same thing in a right way, so that our child understand that, and instill the values, because these are the values which help them in future. Because it's not about just using materialistic thing and getting a lot of money, doing a good job when they grown up, and they are doing a great job, good job, they are getting a good amount of money as a salary. It's about maintaining all the things, inculcating the sacraments, the values, and apart from this, how we tackle the things. There are a lot of kind of adversities one has to face. So it also depends on the parent how they teach their child. So they also need to become an emotional support of their child, I can say. There are some moments, if the child is in his teens, so there are many things happening in his body, as well as in his, let's
Right.
say, in his classroom. So maybe the child is not, he's very secure, very reserved, maybe he's not sharing things. So it is the parent who used to help him, okay, by just making an open communication with his child, right? And to be frank. If they become so much frank to their child and treat them as a friend, close friend, then children also get encouraged by seeing their parent, and they also behave in a good or right way. They also learn how to respect our elders. So it is us. So this is also a challenge, and nowadays people, they have set this mentality, okay, parenting is a challenge. But I can say it's up to us. If we are strong enough, if we have that forbearance to take care of our child, and taking the responsibility, basically holding the responsibility, how we hold the responsibility, how we take care of the all the things, how we tackle things, managing things, and not in just at home, in workplace as well. So it is us. If we are doing things in a right way, definitely our children get inspired by seeing us, by observing us. So it's not just a challenge. We are the person, we have made it. This is a challenge. Parenting is a challenge. I think in every aspect of life, people have made this as a challenge. Anything is occurring in our life, people have made this, it's a challenge. It's a challenge, with this. See, it's all up to us how we take the things. It's our perspective, thought process, okay. People are all the time we are stressed, we are depressed. The same thing, children also, they are saying the same thing. In just a tender age, I can say 7 years old child, 8 years old child saying, I'm
Yes.
depressed, I'm stressed.
I'm
And when
stressed.
we were child, we didn't know what is this word, stressed, depression. What is this word? We used to think that this is a kind of disease. If I tell you 15 years back, I used to think that this is a kind of disease. Depression is a disease. And nowadays, a boy studying in seventh standard, eighth standard, he's saying, I'm depressed because people are not behaving in my ways. So I'm depressed. I'm stressed like with this. So it is parent. They encompasses this responsibility, that how we treat our child, and before that, how we are in bodily, how we are we are stable or not. We are just all the time just floating with the situations. So it all depends on the parent, I can say, whether it's a mother or a father.
Yeah, in whatever way you want to nourish your child, you should be the role model first, and then child will follow you. Definitely, whatever he will see in the house, the same thing he will follow you. And the karma, it always hits back. So when you will grow up and your child will be the earning member of the family, he will also provide you with the money, but he will not give you the time again when his turn will come. Right? So yeah, balancing is very much necessary. Even if you are providing them, if the children is demanding, no problem. Children, they nowadays they want many things with them. So no problem. If we are stable enough, we are financially good, we can give them. I just want to narrate a short story on this topic, that about parenting. That there were two professors. They were living. They were neighbor. So they brought one plant, and they planted that plant in front of their house. And the one of the professor, he daily waters that plant. Then and the other professor, he is just watering the plants after 5 days, then after 6 days, like that, very little quantity of water. And then the plant, they have grown up. And when suddenly the storm came, the plant of the professor, who is continuously giving the water, it has uprooted. And the plant of the professor, which is giving water occasionally, it keeps on standing. It has bared that strong, very with very courage and all that. Then on the morning, they both were there, and the professor was asking to his friend that what is the reason that we both buy the plant from the same shop. He planted them. I gave water more than you gave. But what happened? See, then the professor explained that, my dear, of course you have given the water, but you have given more than it required. So the roots, they didn't penetrate the mud, the ground, and they just can't hold the ground firmly, because
Absolutely.
they were getting water. So they didn't go deep inside to get the water, because they were getting, so they become loose. And my plant, I was giving them occasionally only a little amount of water. When the plant need, actually, at that time I have given them, I watered them. So the roots, in search of water, they deep penetrately, they penetrate in the soil, and they suck the water from the soil for their purpose, for their food making and all that. And that's why the reason is that still my plant is standing and yours has fallen. So the same thing, it applies to our children also. You think wisely, that whether, if my child is demanding, whether it is needed or not. If it is
Absolutely.
needed, then we can give. If it is not needed, then we can just console them with different forms. Like right now we are not having enough money, my dear. Definitely, when you go in class seventh or in the next class, then we will get you this. So because we are facing a financial crisis or whatever, in the what way you want to console them. I used to do like that whenever my children, they demand for the geometry box, good one geometry box, because the geometry box, it costs for 70 rupees also, and for 120 also. So they prefer that geometry box which cost of 120. Then I say, see, the remaining money, you will buy your chocolates for you. And why the same thing is there, the same protector is compass is there. So you can, why to waste money in that compass? Then they realize that things, okay, then. And we can, if we add some more money to it, we can have two compasses. So one will be for your didi and one will for you. So you can use it. And my son, he has always used the things which my daughters were using, and it was when they used it and it was remaining there, I said, better take this. Then when you go in class 9, then I will buy new one for you. And he agrees. So
Yeah.
it is a kind of, how you can console, how you can make understand your child. Your child must also understand this thing.
Absolutely. Agree. Totally agree with you. Okay,
Thank
ma'am. I think yeah, the video is quite long. So it was really
you.
nice, enthralling conversation with you. I really enjoyed it.
I also enjoyed a lot.